When two avoidant partners get married, this happens. When two avoidants marry, the relationship can look peaceful on the surface, but feel emotionally distant underneath. In the beginning, it may actually feel perfect. There is no clinginess, no overwhelming emotional demands, no constant need for reassurance. Both partners value independence, both respect space, both believe love should feel calm, not chaotic. And at first, that mutual understanding feels like compatibility. But over time, what felt like harmony can quietly turn into parallel living. Two people sharing a house, sharing responsibilities, sharing routines, but not always sharing their inner worlds. Because avoidance is not the absence of emotion, it is the fear of being emotionally overwhelmed, controlled, or exposed. And when both partners carry that fear, vulnerability becomes rare. Conflict gets postponed, important conversations get delayed, needs go unspoken. Each person waits for the other to initiate depth, while secretly feeling safer keeping things on the surface. When tension arises, instead of leaning in, both lean back. Silence stretches longer. Disagreements dissolve without true resolution, not because the issue is solved, but because neither wants to risk emotional intensity. The marriage can become highly functional. Bills are paid, children are raised, schedules are maintained. But emotional intimacy requires someone to go first. Someone to say, "This hurt me." Someone to admit, "I need you." And in an avoidant-avoidant dynamic, that first step feels terrifying for both. So they become strong individually, but disconnected together. Interestingly, avoidant couples rarely have explosive fights. Instead, they have emotional droughts. Weeks where nothing is wrong, but nothing is deeply right either. Affection may be subtle, words of affirmation minimal. Physical closeness may decrease, not because attraction is gone, but because closeness activates vulnerability. Over years, this can create a quiet loneliness, not the loneliness of being alone, but the loneliness of being unseen. Yet here is the paradox. When two avoidants marry, they also have a unique opportunity. Because they understand each other's need for space, they can create a relationship built on respect rather than emotional pressure. The key difference between a cold marriage and a calm one is awareness. If both partners recognize their pattern, they can consciously choose small acts of connection. Instead of withdrawing during discomfort, they can practice staying. Instead of assuming they don't need me, they can ask gentle questions. Avoidants often equate love with freedom. But true intimacy is not the loss of freedom. It is the choice to stay open even when distance feels safer. Growth in this marriage does not come from dramatic emotional breakthroughs. It comes from micro moments. A longer hug, an honest sentence, a willingness to sit in discomfort for 5 extra minutes. Two avoidants can either drift apart silently or evolve intentionally. And evolution begins when one partner risks being slightly more transparent than usual. Because beneath avoidance is usually a history of self-protection. Maybe they learned early that emotions were burdensome. Maybe they were praised for being strong and independent. Maybe vulnerability was met with dismissal. So they built armor. When two armored people marry, the relationship becomes safe but guarded. The real transformation happens when they realize they are no longer in their childhood homes. They are with each other. And safety can be rebuilt, slowly, deliberately, consistently. When two avoidants choose to stay curious instead of distant, to express instead of suppress, their marriage can become deeply stable. Not dramatic, not overly intense, but grounded, secure, mature. The love may never be loud, but it can be solid. Because once avoidants feel truly safe, their loyalty runs deep. The tragedy is not that two avoidants marry. The tragedy is when they never learn to step beyond self-protection. But when they do, when both partners understand that intimacy is a skill, not a threat, their marriage becomes a quiet sanctuary, a place where independence and connection coexist. And that kind of love, though subtle, can last a lifetime.